from me. I'm the baddest rapper in history, and there'll be no more after me. Da-ha, da-ha.
Agree, no state can be allowed to rip children from their parents' arms and transition them to a new gender against the parents' will. Who would believe that we've been talking about this? We must ban it, and we must ban it immediately. Look, nobody stands up. These people are crazy. I'm telling you.
That is the soundbite. That is the sound.
People are crazy.
That is the sound.
They're crazy. Nobody stands up. These people are crazy. I'm telling you. They're crazy.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Shelley Wynter. And I'm telling, excuse me. I apologize for that. These people are crazy. I'm telling you, the shirts are being made as we speak. They will be for sale next weekend. Please know that is going to be a shirt that I rock. These people are crazy. And he's right. He's right. Listen, let me start off with this. There's a lot of sound I have to play. You could call in and tell us your thoughts on what you heard tonight. I don't care. Right side, left side, 448-720-750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. If you're up, you're still there, you could call in with your thoughts. But let me tell you something. The Democrats do this all the time to themselves, right? So you make a plan. You say, we're not going to stand up. You kind of know what he's going to talk about. Right? And you say, no, we're not. We're just going to sit here mean mugging with our arms folded. Right? They started it back in 2017 when he first got elected. And what these State of the Unions have become over, what, 4 decades? You bring people in. You bring real human examples that represent the policy or the issue that you're talking about, because that's real for people. So you talk about immigration or illegal immigrants driving trucks, you bring in a family that got hit and lost a family member. It illustrates, makes it real for the audience. It's not just a talking point. It's real. Look, celebrating 250 years, you bring in a World War II veteran who joined at 17, and you stand him up. You say, this is what America is. It's real. It's made real for people. The media, like you heard earlier, is called theatrics, but it's not. It's real. It's real politics. It's saying, hey, here's the policy. Here's the idea. Here's the thought. Look, that's a real person that was impacted by this policy or impacted by the changes that we're going to make, and they're happy about it. It's not theatrics. It's real. Because these people are real. So he was talking about children being changed, like transgendered parents not knowing, and children being told by doctors at 11, 12, young children, yes, you feel like you're a boy and you're a girl, let's just give you a mastectomy. You're 12 years old. Maybe the parents know, maybe they don't. And he's saying, no, we're going to make that illegal, which is a rational law. It's rational. Just like you don't allow kids to buy cigarettes or beer or anything else, it's rational to say, hey, if you're underage, you might want to decide to do this. 18, do what you want to do with your body. But 12, 13, you might be a little confused. Let's wait and see. I'm not saying anything's mentally wrong with the kid, but let's just wait and see, because you're a child. You shouldn't make life-changing decisions as a child. And there shouldn't be medicine and doctors and hospitals that allow you to do that as a child. That's all he's saying. Let's make that illegal. It's a very fair thing. You don't stand for that? Yeah, let's talk about it. Even if you don't agree, let's talk about that. That might be something we need to talk about. Let's figure that one out. Maybe if a parent gives their consent, they can do it. It's the parent's choice. Whatever you want to do, but you don't stand. You just sit there with your arms crossed. That's what's it. These people are crazy. And in many ways, he's absolutely right. Let me go to 1 hour and 13 minutes. I got my times here. Let me see, 1 hour, 13. It's right around here. Listen to this. Listen to this. We're going to go right here. Listen to this.
Starting last summer, I deployed our National Guard and federal cash bail, stood up and viciously slashed a knife through her neck and body. No one will ever forget there were people on that train. No one will ever forget the expression of terror on Irina's face as she looked up at her attacker in the last seconds of her life. She died instantly. She had escaped a brutal war only to be slain by a hardened criminal, set free to kill in America, came in through open borders. Mrs. Zaretsky, tonight I promise you we will ensure justice for your magnificent daughter, Irina.
Now he's talking about a woman who got killed on a train. Listen to this.
How do you not stand?
How do you not
How
stand?
do you not stand? I'm asking this Congress.
How do you not stand? He's right. It's not about him. This is what enrages people, normal people, not MAGA, not Shelley, but just people in the middle, normal people, standing in the middle. Just talked about a woman who lost her daughter on a train. She's sitting there minding her own business. She gets stabs in the neck and dead and killed. From Ukraine, where she escaped the war. And you sit there with your arms crossed? How do you not just stand up and cheer and clap for the woman? The woman. Sorry, ma'am. God bless you. We need to do something. We don't know what that is, but God bless you. You just sit there on your hands? The same thing happened last year with the young brother who was dying, who had cancer. Kids got cancer, splotches in his head, missing hair from the chemo, and you just sit there on your hands. Now, I hear a lot of my friends on social media, my Democrat friends, they call it manipulation and exploitation. That people are not going to clap because these people are being exploited. And I find that an interesting concept because these people were invited. He's not telling stories of people that are not there. That's exploitation. That's emotional manipulation. If those people weren't in that room and he's just telling their stories and using their names, that would be exploitative. But it's not exploitation when you say, hey, Miss Urana from Ukraine, whose daughter was murdered on a train, we'd like to invite you to the State of the Union. The president's going to talk about how he's brought crime down and your daughter, what happened to your daughter. And she says, yes, I would like to attend. You're not exploiting anybody at that point. That's your talking point. At that point, you not standing, you look silly. You look absolutely crazy. But that these people are crazy, I got to go back to that. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I just think this is just a classic. It's just a classic.
Look, nobody stands up. These people are crazy. I'm telling you. They're crazy.
These people, this is the way he says it. He's so serious. Look, let me give you my score. My score on this speech was a B+. And here's why. It was a B+ because, one, I need to know what's happening. Not what's happening. I need to know what's to come. I know he covered wanting to pass health care, wanting to pass different things, but I needed more of what's to come and less of the successes. And here's why. And I'm not saying it's not a major criticism. It's just the way my mind is, right? I'm interested in the midterms. That's my singular focus. So I need to know going into the midterms, what are you working on over the summer going into the midterms? That's going to make my life better. That's going to make the lives of my voters, the voters here in Georgia, better. So Republicans win these seats. That's the way I see it. And that's why I give it a B+. I didn't hear enough of what's to come. I heard a lot of what's been done. And I've been hearing what's been done. You were just here, the president was just here in Rome, Georgia. I heard a lot of this in Rome. Immigration, economy, all that. I heard a lot of this in Rome, Georgia, just 4 or 5 days ago. I needed to hear more. It's a minor criticism. That's why I give it a B+. Solid B+, maybe an A-. And the only knock, as they say in ice skating and gymnastics, I take points off as a judge because I didn't hear enough of what's to come. What are we trying to do? So we stave off and maybe historically change what may happen in the midterms. I got some more sound. Do you know what? I want to talk about this. I do want to talk about this. Al Green. So Al Green is a congressman out of Texas. He showed up with a sign. You'll see the pictures all over the social media. Al Green had a sign that said, "Black people are not apes." And I thought to myself, okay, you want to talk about theatrics? That's theatrics, right? I didn't hear anybody. Okay, I'm not going to do that. All the people saying there was a lot of theatrics, I heard nobody talk about Al Green's theatrics. Waving a sign, "All black people are not apes," is theatrics. Nothing else. Now, here's a guy, Al Green, God rest him. God bless him, excuse me. I didn't mean to say rest. God bless him. Been a civil rights activist for a long time. At a certain point, you've got to ask, what have you done for your constituents in Texas, Mr. Congressman Green? Seriously, you've got to ask that question at a certain point. He's been there, one of the longest-serving congressmen in the country, Republican or Democrat. You've got to ask yourself, is your district doing well? Are your school scores high? Are mothers able to go to the hospital and get taken care of in your district? Is money flowing back to your district that's being used correctly to help promote the people in your district and make their lives better? Is over the decades that you've been in office, Congressman Green, has that happened? If it hasn't, I've got to question you. Bringing a family who has been impacted by illegal immigration negatively is not theatrics. Bringing a World War II veteran and presenting him with a medal is not theatrics, not as we get ready to celebrate 250 years. Bringing a USA hockey team, I'll give you that. A bit of a showman there. I'll give you that one. But waving a sign saying all black people aren't apes is the height of play acting. That is the height of theatrics. That is the height of, I can't get anything done. I've never gotten anything done. My people are still struggling like they were when I first got elected, and they're struggling still to today. But you know what? I'm going to get on television with this silly sign. That, ladies and gentlemen, is theatrics. That, ladies and gentlemen, is play acting. That, ladies and gentlemen, is silly. Black people are not apes. Duh. Duh. It doesn't take a congressman to tell us that. It's silly season. Let me tell you, let's go to commercial, and then we'll come back and we'll talk some more. Get my sound together. I have my sound all laid out here. I've just got to put it together. So we'll go to commercial and come right back. Shelley Wynter, covering the State of the Union as promised in the promos. We'll be right back. 404-872-0750. 1-800-WSB-TALK. Those are the numbers if you want to chime in, you want to make a comment, give us a call.